And thank you again for joining us this morning for News Nation Live. In our Missing series this morning, we are focusing our attention on the disappearance of a young engineering student from California. He was also...
This definitely isn't my best video, guys. I'm stumbling all over the place and rambling, but I definitely wanted to get these thoughts to you guys. Respectfully, I think sometimes people don't realize being too pushy can actually push people away. They are so caught up in their what's the word I'm looking for? The good intentions, that they just forget it and they're not aware of it. So let's get into it and see what I'm talking about.
How much of the knowledge that we know actually comes from actual knowledge?
A rambling post the day he disappeared.
He did one last Snapchat and told us that the government was after him and our family. That is when we knew something was really wrong.
Innocent until. Y'all know it had to have something to do with coffee, right? I got a hair in my craw about this one, and I don't even know if I use that metaphor right, that euphemism. You know, I always be trying to say smart words, not knowing what they mean. Man, shout out Dane, man. What's going on, my brother, my man, big dog? What's going on, man? I am hollering to the homie Dane, man. I don't like pronouncing people's name wrong. I'm just going to call him Dane. That seems simple enough. If I butcher it, forgive me. If you watch me enough, you know that's one of my little things I do, so I give people pet names. Do you know Marcelina? I'm like, this isn't like I'm seriously asking you, do you know Baby M? If you don't know Baby M, we're going to have some problems. Oh man, there's so much I want to say about this case, man, this story. I'm doing my thing. I'm a content creator, so I'm on YouTube, in between. You need a break. You're looking for content to listen to yourself, and News Nation always, whatever, man. I see this story about Dane Elkins. I think I pronounced his name wrong, man. Shout out to his mother. I didn't really hear, because that's the only one I listened to. I'm pretty sure I can listen to, several other media providers, I'll say, because not just like news stations, but I'm pretty sure plenty of people, media platforms, are covering this story. Thank you to all of you. Shout out to all of you. And I could get more and more details about it, right? More and more opinions, more and more perspectives, right? I'm just letting you know I'm making this video based on two things, right? And I'll be upfront about one. His mother liked something that I said on Twitter about the post. Now, whoever's running his mom's account or her, someone liked it, right? And I mean no disrespect to them. I'm just telling you what finally led me here. The other thing was just hearing about the case on News Nation. So I hear about it while I'm busy today, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm gonna get back to this case, because I wasn't gonna do a full video on it. I was gonna just do a short clip on it and post it on my platforms, just to raise awareness about it, right? And to give another vantage point too. And then the busyness of the day got away, and I probably would have came back to it later, but I told y'all in one of my previous videos, the way my mind works, I need to do, my heart has to, not my heart, but like I have to do what I'm doing right then. I'm an organic type of person. So I kind of, it's not that I lose interest, that's why I put it out there in the first place, but it's just I lose the fire that was inspiring what I wanted to say about it. So then it just comes out sounding all, disingenuous, and I'm not with that. So anyway, I said all of that to say it slipped my mind until I get a notification from Twitter saying that, his mom, I hope I didn't say her name, and I won't say her name, even though she's not hiding, she's looking for her son. But that she liked the post, you know what I mean? And so that just re-sparked it. So, I look back at my post and I looked at it and I remember the original feelings I had about it. And then I said, you know what? Let's talk to him, Dane. So, respectfully, because I don't know this man, I just feel like I know the spirit. I feel like I know his mother's spirit when I hear her speak. I feel like I know his family spirit when I hear them speak. I just said, let me speak gently and respectfully, as gently and as respectfully as I can into this situation. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. First and foremost, much respect and prayers to you, his mom, to you, his father, if you're still alive and around, to his siblings. Much respect and love to you. Nothing I say right now is in any way intended to be disrespectful and insensitive to you guys, but I do intend to try to be straightforward. But I have every intention of doing that respectfully. Now, I'm praying for you guys. I fancy myself a cowboy. I say that on my platform sometimes, and I'm pretty sure that people like, they kind of, yeah, I mean, there's so many characters on social media. Who's really paying that much attention to anybody who's not really somebody, right? And that then you become a fan of that person, or you just hate them so much you watch them. So I'm saying that to say, I'm pretty sure when I say it, I interact with people, I'm like, I'm a cowboy. They just like, yeah. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a cowboy for real. Like I said, there are several things that were said in this video News Nation put out. I'll remember and put the link in the description, Lord willing, that just stuck out with me. And I'm like, I wish I could remember it all. I wish I was one of those organized YouTubers or people who just write down the bullet points and then just go off on one by one. I'm not. I freestyle everything, and you can just hear my passion and my ramblings, and you're like, damn, dude, you're okay? What are you talking about? But it's all just passion and love and, you know, and intrigue and, you know, whatever. It's me and my take on the matter. So I want to touch on some things, and one of the things that I want to touch on, definitely the cowboy aspect of it. And they were like, his mom said so many things, and this is why I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm letting you know this now. She one of the things she said is, hey, let me know if you see him, but I want to do it in a covert way so I can get there before he knows it. You know what I mean? Before he can leave. And if you can you covertly take a picture of him? And I'm just thinking about, remember I told you guys I fancy myself a cowboy, and I'm thinking about Miss Elkins. That's something my mother would have done, Miss Elkins. I'm gonna do as much as I can not to tell y'all about my personal business, but I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna expose myself some here so you can see where I'm coming from, and maybe where people like Daniel, see how the message Dane are coming from. We're gonna call him D, so I don't mess it up, man. We can't be disrespecting people out here messing up their names. That's something my mother would say, man. I'm gonna tell you, I was like, never mind how old I am now, but in between two grown and two grown old, I'm a cowboy for real. If you see me on social media, he's just talking, no. I'm a cowboy for real. I'm way too grown years old, right? But I'm reasonable too. I try to be, right? And I'm off the map. I'm off the grid now. I'm not like some of these people. Some of these people are really off the grid, and I respect them. You know, their lifestyles intrigue me. They really off the grid, but I'm not off the grid in that way. But I'm off the grid. Like, you can't get me on the phone. You can't get me on email. You can't. They already know it's like 7 different layers if you want to get to me. Not because I'm somebody that's important, but because I just choose to live my life that way, right? But understanding that I do have people, including my parents, who love me. We just came to an agreement. And like I say, I'm in between the ages. Man, I'm grown. Well, I just downloaded an app on my phone. I don't have it anymore. It was like Life something, where Life 360. They could always see where I was at. And we had these arrangements because I wasn't going to stop being an off-the-map type of person, but at the same time, I didn't want to unnecessarily worry my parents, and I wasn't doing anything crazy anyway, so I didn't care. And we came to that, you know, that common ground, right? And later on, we did away with that because I'm gonna be respectful to you right now. Miss Elks, Miss E, I'm gonna call you Mama E. They took it to the levels that you were taking it to. I'm a grown-ass man. Why do you have people trying to snoop on me in public? I get it, mama. I get it. I love you too. But right now, this is the life that I want to live. And I know for whatever reasons, the emotions that are driving you, which are very sensible. I'm going to talk about some other things he said about what happened before he left and some things he did that are very concerning that should drive anybody's antennas up. But we're not talking about that because on the back end of this, when I first heard that story, and I know what I was saying, I'm a grown-ass man, I'm gonna get back to that. But when I first heard this story, I was like, okay, yeah, we need to be worried about cuz. But I'm gonna tell you what made me say I want to tell this perspective of the story that I'm telling right now. What the video News Nation video ended with, the last people that seen him said this is a very rational man. He was very polite. He was sound-minded. There was nothing about, you know, him or his appearance to make us worry. He just looked a little scruffy like a traveler. The lady literally said it as respectfully and kindly as she can. I don't know where you live, but if you live in anywhere near a big city, you're going to see travelers, and they all look different. None of them said anything about this young man when they seen him and his appearance and the interaction that caused concern. It led me to believe that he's more like me, Mrs. E, Mama E. I got a mama just like you. I'm not even gonna go into that. I have a mother just like you, and I have a father who he's kind of stuck in the middle because he's like, you know, I got helicopter parents. I just told you I'm between the ages. I am grown though. They got a Life 360 app on my phone just so they can see where I'm at 24 hours a day. I didn't make that story up. There's a lot more I could tell you. But my dad, he's kind of stuck in the middle. He's like, okay, I see. Not only do I not want to push my son away because, and that's what I want to communicate to you, Mama E. My dad, he's like, not only do I not want to push my son away, I do respect the fact that he's an individual and he's an adult and he gets to choose how he wants to live his life, no matter what my emotions are saying. But he also is like, he's a helicopter dad, and he agrees with my mom, like, but dang, can you check in sometime? Can you come and see us? And this is where you get to Miss E, Mama E, you talking about having people sneak and take pictures of him, and it resonated with me. I've just been joking with the people that can get through the 7 layers of contact to talk to me. I didn't make that up either. That was real. The people who know me, they would tell you right now if they were listening to this video, he's not lying. Like, you get to get him on the phone, and it's not, once again, not because I'm special. It's just because that's the type of life I choose to live. I was just joking with them because neither me nor them realized they literally, Mama E, they haven't even seen me not only have they not seen me in several years, they don't even know what I look like right now, Mama E. They got so used to knowing that if they kept being intrusive, and I'm saying this respectfully, like you're blasting me all the, my family would have never gone to the lengths that you've gone to, Mama E. I promise you. They, out of love, and can I say it straightforward? They know better. We've had too many, experiences that I begged them, this is me, this is y'all. Can we find a happy medium? The app on my phone with you, that's not enough. Let me put you on the news. That's not enough. Let me put you on social media and tell everybody to look for you. I get it. I understand where those emotions are coming from. I understand what's driving you. The problem is I'm the only one that seems to be getting it. You don't seem to get that I have a right to live my life the way I want to live it, and some of your actions are going to get you the adverse effect of what you're looking for. Obviously, I want to live a private life, and you're telling people not only to put my life on blast, but to sneak and find me and take pictures of me, Mama E. I get it. I just need you to consider that you may be going about it wrong. We're going to come back to that. Let me rewind so it doesn't seem like I'm jumping on her. I heard the beginning of the News Nation video. I want to reiterate. I know I could watch hundreds of other content creators' takes on this and get plenty of other perspectives that I would respect. Even some that disagree with mine, I would still respect it. I'm just going off of what I heard, guys. And they talked about how he was saying, him and his, you know what? I said they didn't mention his father. They did mention his father. Dad, where you at, homie? We ain't gonna, Dad, I'm big on Dad's dad. I seen Mama. Where you at, Pops? We don't play them kind of games. You need to show up. They need to know Dad's care too. This is why they think we aren't involved, because in situations like this, we just kind of lean back and let the women speak. You have feelings about this, sir. I don't know your condition, so I'm just using you as a poster child, because usually the dads are in the back. We just seen it with the Tyree Nichols case. His father was in the back the whole time he was there, but we never got to hear his experience and how he felt about it. So I always encourage men, get yourself together, brother. I'm praying for you, but we need to hear, the world needs to know that men are involved in these situations and men need to be considered too. So, back to him, man. They were saying, how he said his mom and his dad was in danger and he couldn't come back home, and he would say he was going to stay with friends, but he was actually sleeping in his car. And I gotta be fair, but I gotta be honest too, because no matter how I top it up, I made this video to give my perspective on it, and I can speak for someone like that. I have family like the Elks, the mama and daddy Elk, and sister and brother Elk. You could go, if you go back years ago, you can see me on social. I was thinking about this the other day. You could see me on social media dancing too, but it just got to a point where the world was different than me. And I got really fed up with explaining that to people. And I just, it got more so of people demanding that I conform to the world and just be myself, which I'm just the type of person I like to move to the beat of my own drum. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not harming anybody. You're not going to see a bunch of pictures of me. I don't like a lot of the things that most people like. I don't do and it doesn't make me better or less than anybody else. It just makes me who I am. And that's why I'm hearing, okay, Dane, I'm a little, what do you mean the word? Like, because I know what some of y'all young kids get involved in, because it's happening in every generation, mine included. We get involved in some crazy things. What do you mean the world where people looking for you? I don't get that, big homie. You got to talk to me about that, big dog. And Dane, matter of fact, I'm in Panera right here, boy. Dane, we got to hook up. What you mean the world? And I don't know who in danger from what. So I'm worried when you start talking like that, big dog. So I know your mom and your dad and your sisters and your brothers and the people around you who love you worried. So I'm wondering, and I know they seen more things that, like I say, probably weren't expressed in that News Nation, clip. It was only 5 minutes long. I know they probably seen more things in addition to that to make them worry. So in that regard, man, along with some other things that were shared, I'm gonna be honest with you. In that situation, I'm a parent. I'm trying to find out where my son or daughter at too. I wouldn't go about it how they're going about it, but I'm trying to find out how let me say I don't think I would. I wouldn't want to. Because I'm just not an intrusive person, guys. That's not my personality. I don't think I own anybody like that. I don't think I have a right to anybody like that. I don't care if I have kids or had kids. I wouldn't think, even at their youngest age, I know the only person they belong to is God, right? So once they're old enough and reasonably old enough to make their own decisions, whether I agree with them or not, I'm going to try to communicate with them respectfully and reasonably. But if they don't want to communicate, the last thing I'm going to do is be trying to put their life on blast unless they're in danger. Now, this is where the two sides of my story and my perspective segue. I said, unless they're in danger, I referenced how they said some things that would have me worried, but I also referenced some things that would be like, hey, that's just the life that he chose to live. The way that News Nation video ended, it didn't end like that was more to the story besides us trying to find out where Dane is at. It ended like these are the last 2 times we've seen Dane. Guys, I'm sorry. I know. I'm not trying to be insensitive here. I'm trying to tell you, Mama E, my mama just like you. And I love you, baby, but it drives us crazy and y'all don't get it, and it pushes us further away sometimes. I'm not saying that's what happened with your son. I'm saying I'm speaking for his spirit. And I hear the spirit in what there weren't, but I know one of them was. I think she said she was with her kids, but weren't both of the ladies that last saw him women too? They will relate more to you than probably how I'm feeling as a man or as the son in the situation. Mama E, unless we missed something in the video that you were in too. They described the other mothers, or at least one mother and the other lady, they just described your son as another young man that they seen. They didn't describe any trouble. They didn't see any reason to call 911. Mama E, he might just be living his life. And that might be what he chooses to do. You might not need to be telling everybody to find him and putting him all on social media and to sneak and take pictures of him. And, if they find him, find a way to tell you before he can leave. You might. And nothing in you is going to hear. I want to say this because I don't know you, but you are my mother. All that sneak and take picture stuff and find me and hey, guy, I can show you. I could literally, if you watch me, I edit videos. I create kind of like scripts in the background with it. I could show you text messages of my mother, Mama E. Y'all wouldn't know if she was talking or Mama E was talking. I promise you, because my mama say the same type of things, and I just be like, I get it, Mama, but when are you going to stop and get what I'm saying too? And that's what I would just say to you, Mama E. I seen a story on Twitter today. I was so happy about it. Shout out to my baby Cody Bixby. Do you know my baby Marcelina, man? Stop playing with me. Why don't you know Marcelina, man? Go Google her, man. Marcelina. We not playing Baby M. Go to my Twitter, Baby M. We don't play. Go to my YouTube. We out here with it. Shout out my baby Cody Bixby. Shout out to my baby Lena Sadar Kill. I seen a story today about a woman who had been missing decades, and they had to declare her missing, and I think even a murder, but definitely dead. And she was found in a nursing home somewhere far away. Now, is that the worst case scenario? I mean, best. I don't know what case scenario I'm trying to say here, but the best case scenario is that would have never happened, right? But damn it, it just gave me so much hope. When people be upset with me when I say, if they're missing, they're missing, homie. If they're missing, señorita. That's it, señorita. They're missing. They're not dead. I don't know nothing about no dead people. I don't know nothing about I know about people we can't find until we find them, and it's that. It ain't that. They missing. So when I hear stories like that, it just, you know what I'm saying? And I forgot why I was telling you that, but I just want to incorporate it here to say, hey, you might need to look for your son. I'm not telling you don't look for your son. Obviously, you might need to look for your son. That's what this full campaign is about. That's how I even heard of your son. Praise God for people like you. I hear stories of parents and siblings and loved ones all the time that refuse to give up on cases, even when law enforcement does, and they end up getting justice for their loved ones or finding their love. I mean, come on, man. How can your heart not beat for things like that, right? But I also hear cases, and I wish I had time and inclination to put it in here. I think it was a woman too, and she was telling this story about her family just continuously looking for her. And then that she knew about it, and that's why she just kept hiding. And they was like, people were literally doing what you said, do Mama E. They were like, hey, we see her over here. I wish I could find that story. We see her over here, and she was actually there, because sometimes those sightings don't really be legit, but these were legit. But she would just always find out about it as well and leave before. And the reason that they just wouldn't give her time and space. And when she was ready, she came. So I'm not telling you don't look for your son. You very well may need to look for your son. Your son could be in danger right now. I would just suggest that maybe you consider not doing it so publicly, because I don't even know your son. I wouldn't even pretend to know your son. I don't want to overstep my bounds here, but just what was shared by you and others that do know him and do know the case, and that 5-minute News Nation clip, your son doesn't seem like he's in danger. And more importantly, your son doesn't seem like someone who wants to be found, young lady. It's 2023. The case, he went missing in 2020. It doesn't seem like he's in danger, and it doesn't seem like he wants to be found. You can go get an Obama phone anywhere. So that's all I want to leave you with, because now I will start rambling if I go on. I'm telling you, mama, I'm speaking for all the mamas out there. As much as I can know being a man and being a son, I get it. I've experienced it. But sometimes y'all love is overbearing, and it oversteps its boundaries, and it has the abilities, and sometimes it succeeds on the mission of pushing the people that you're trying to love further away. Sometimes you just got to reel that mama bear in and let the people you love be the individuals that they are, like they have every right to, and they shouldn't have to fight you to do that, especially if you really love them. Maybe what you can do in this situation is back off a little bit. I don't know. I'm saying it with an extra all caps, maybe. And now just begin to communicate through this public platform that you created for your son. Hey, we love you and we want to talk to you. We've seen plenty of families do that. We love you and we want to talk to you. Hey, we love you, Dane. We would just want to talk. Can you send a message on Facebook? Can you send a message on Instagram? Can you send a message on TikTok? And then don't be pushy. If he just sends a message, or if he doesn't send a message, hey, don't even worry about it. We still love you. Hey, can we let you know? Can you just let us know you're safe? Because he sounds like his mind is sound. The woman gave him some money, he went and bought a taco. Sound like, he want to eat me, you know what I mean? I don't know. And we just want to know you're safe. Maybe do that, mama, and don't do things like, I know my don't sounds like I'm telling you what to do, but these are all suggestions. And just maybe don't try to tell the world to secretly find your son. And he's not a criminal, baby. I get what you're saying, but he's not a criminal. Don't treat him like that. He's a grown man. Maybe he's making grown man decisions that you just don't agree with. And y'all can have that conversation one day if everybody respects everybody's boundaries. Maybe everything I said in this video was wrong. I love you as a person. I love you guys as people. I've been in these situations, and like I said, one reason your situation and your son's situation resonates to me, I'm telling you, because I'm your son and you're my mom. I'm telling you right now. They don't even know what I look like. I promise you, if you talk to my mom right now, y'all be like, oh, I haven't seen him 2020. I can't make this up. It's damn near, if you talk to her, she might tell you it's probably been around 2019 to 2020 since the last time they seen me or even seen a picture of me. But I talk to them frequently. They know I'm okay. We just got to the point where they realize trying to pressure certain things out of me are going to get them what I said. You may get, respectfully, the adverse effect. And now they just are more, they still a little pushy, but they just like, hey, we know that's not going to, do what we wanted it to do. So we're going to just ride the wave. So that's all I'm saying with this video. And anybody out there, man, I'll end with this. Just love the people you love, man. Don't make them feel like they got to be somebody else to be around you, because eventually they're not going to be around you, and they may tell you or they may not tell you. Some people that you love right now telling you, hey, I don't want to be around you. Or not maybe in those words, but they're saying, hey, you do this and it really bothers me. And it's not a petty thing. They're really telling you it bothers you, and that bothers them, and they're communicating it respectfully, and they're communicating it, repetitively. And you're just like, no big deal, no big deal, no big deal. I'm telling you, you're going to wake up one day and they're not going to be there, and you're going to be on social media or somewhere, either hurt because you know where they're at and they just don't want to be around you, or you're going to be hurt because you don't know where they're at. And it's even worse when you don't know what's going on. Like, they're not dead, but like, they don't want to be. It hurts, Don't put your loved ones or yourself in that position. True crime cases, man, they're innocent the missing, if they're not found and, found in a certain way, then they're just missing. They coming home. We don't play those games. Dane, big dog, to you, I've said, man, holla at your dad and your mom, man. Come on, man. At least, I ain't trying to press you either, big dog. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. But if you're a Dane, if you're, me, if you're a cowboy, you're a cowgirl, love your people too, man. Holla at your people. We get it. We need space. We introverted, we whatever we is, but we monks, we monkettes, you know, whatever the female version, but yo, still holler at your people, man. Like, it's fair, be reasonable, be compassionate. They're giving you your space. Check in a little bit, you know, take a picture of something. I don't know, take a picture of where you at. I don't know. Just, I'm encouraging the Danes and the me's of the world to be sensible too, man. And you know, the people they just worried about us. They just love us, man. Maybe this wasn't the best true crime video, but love each other better. Innocent until I'm gone. How could I forget? I told y'all I wasn't gonna hit everything. I'm sorry this video is so long. The lady, was her name Deborah too or Brenda? I'm sorry, I don't be knowing nobody's name. We just gonna call you sis. Who came in the end and said, you know, she started this foundation to help people like that. And now, you know, she wouldn't have come back to her family if she hadn't went to the hospital and got help with, I think, schizophrenia or something like that. But she was Dane too. I'm telling y'all, there's men and women out there that Danes. Like, we just cowboys and cowgirls. We just do what we do. Y'all got to give us our space, leave us alone. We'll come back when we want to. Okay. Well, man, shout out to you, man. I love that. I love that you took your experience and you say, yo, let me help other people's with it. Because you're bridging gaps that need to be bridged, man. A lot of people don't know that. You got the Danes of the world that want to come home and they're like, I've been gone for so long, I don't know how to get back. You got the family members that are looking and they're like, you begin to live like your alive loved one is dead, and it's like that relationship gap is there, and it can get uncomfortable. So when you got somebody that's been there and now they're back, like, I've been on this side, now I'm back on this side, and they're willing to use their experience to bridge that gap, for me, I just think that's loving people well, like I always say we need to do. It kind of made me smile, man. Innocent until.
In Dane's case, there have been a series of reported sightings, first in Bakersfield, then Mojave, then Northern California, where a woman says she bought him food at this Taco Bell in Oakdale.
He was a younger gentleman, probably in his early 20s, nice looking, but a little scruffy because he'd been traveling on the road for a while. He was very polite and he said thank you, and he was well spoken.
The most recent sighting in April 2022 on the Santa Cruz wharf, where a young mother and her son were approached by a man who looked like Dane.
He was super nice. He seemed a little scared of the government. So I gave him a $20 bill, and as I was leaving, I heard him order a water and taco.
Deborah Elkins is confident it was her son.
All the credible sightings, Dane accepted food and he was very polite and kind. And he specifically asked for bottled water, which he loves bottled cold water.
But in 2 years, no verifiable photos or video and no contact from Dane. His mom now focused on the kindness of strangers and social media to help find her son.
I am hoping everybody is keeping an eye out for him, and I hear about it in real time so I could get to him before he leaves the area. If you are able to take a discrete photo or video so we can identify him, that will be very helpful.
Dane's younger brother, Cody, now following in his brother's champion footsteps and hoping they'll get to play together one day.
I never stood a chance as a kid, but you know, I'd like him to train for a couple months to play me and see what happens. You know, it would be fun to play.